This afternoon, President Biden wading into a tricky political issue that some Democrats warn could even backfire politically. The hot issue of canceling student loans, which constitute the second highest percentage of household debt, ahead of credit cards and second only to mortgages. The White House plans to cancel $10,000 of student debt for borrowers who make less than $125,000 a year and $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients, despite a last-minute appeal from Majority Leader Chuck Schumer overnight to do 5 times as much. Mr. Biden is only extending this pandemic-era moratorium on payments up to $10,000 for people earning less than $125,000, leading to criticism from Republicans that it's too much, too generous, too elite, and many Democrats who say it just doesn't go far enough. So joining us now is NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Vitale. Her new book is Electable: Why America Hasn't Put a Woman in the White House Yet. And it came out only yesterday. I'm excited to see you hear it back again today.
Yeah.
So, Ali, the president really delayed this decision. There was a lot of internal debate. Do more, do less, do nothing.
Yeah.
And he's opening it up. He's come back from vacation holiday.
Yeah. A lot of internal debate at the White House and a lot of internal debate among Democrats about what this should look like, because this is something that during the campaign, Democrats like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren were campaigning on in much bigger numbers than the ones that Biden has settled on here. Look, the fact, though, that he's canceling for the majority of people who are Pell Grant recipients here up to $20,000 of student loan debt, $10,000 for borrowers from other places. Progressives that I talked to say that they're happy to see action on this. They wanted it to be more. People like Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren, you can see it in a statement that they put out today. They say that they're going to continue pushing on this, even as Republicans are saying they think this is a bad idea.
And the Republicans are saying it's inflationary, and there are a lot of people who don't go to college and have a lot of debt.
Exactly. It's also coming at an interesting political moment, too, because when this conversation first started around canceling student loan debt several months ago, the landscape was very different for Democrats. Right now, you look at the issues that are galvanizing voters. It's things like reproductive access, not necessarily things like this on student loan debt. And so Republicans, I think, that I've talked to, see an opportunity here to turn the table back to Democrats are spending. They're doing so in an inflationary period. They see this as something that feeds into their larger argument that the midterms are going to be about the economy. This could be something that's a distraction. But at the end of the day, Democrats who I've talked to on the campaign trail, this is something that has galvanized them for years. Finally seeing action on it is huge.
And there's always the issue of the young voters. And this could be something, as well as the abortion issue, the larger sort of freedom and liberty issue, and which abortion does represent, you know, more than only reproductive freedom.
Yeah.
But it could energize young voters, and they need those young voters who are more likely to be Democratic.
That is absolutely true. Yeah, absolutely. The fact that, especially in midterms, where you do tend to see a fall off in voters, it's not your general election year for a president. You want to bring as many people to the table as possible. Every Democratic operative that I talk to, of course, says it's all about turnout, because of course it always is. But at the same time, if this is something that young voters, as they're seeing it hit their wallets, can then take to the ballot box, Democrats are happy to have that argument.
Ali Vitale, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, the book is Electable: Why America Hasn't Put a Woman in the White House Yet.